Greetings, my fellow creatures! Welcome back for year 2 of VineClan. I really didn't expect so much views, so thank you all on that. And I had some issues. I got dumb and I forgot to record the stream of year 2 for VineClan. So the footage is all gone, which is what I use to take notes and have context of stuff. So I am sobbing, knowing full well that I am probably forgetting stuff that could have had so much potential. I'm crying. I also like to try to do some little narrative things, like I did for VineClan's lore in the beginning, like little PMVs and such, that. But having no ground to stand on, there won't be any in this video. I am sorry. Again. There was also an update which makes me add a new rule to the clan. Every kids have to have at least one parent. Most likely a mother, for the milk, nursing and all that. So there'll be some adoption. I think I touched everything I had in mind, so I won't make you wait any further. I beg for your forgiveness. After a second year of VineClan, we sadly have our first death. That's right, we start with the worst. Our dear Flyling, aka Cool Puppy, has now passed away. This year he had an apprentice that will come to in time, and as Flyling was gathering herbs near TheClan's border, he got killed. We don't know who did it, he was just found dead there. But the whole clan is suspicious of, TheClan for obvious reasons, and are on edge. They're not actively seeking out to start a war, but boy, they will antagonize TheClan real bad. I also learned that Flyling was scarred by a bee sting, and I found it so cute, I had to mention it. I'm real sad we lost him. He was such a core to the clan, and seeing one with the founder, one of the plague survivor go, it aches. He was real popular too. Our next dead Starclan cat is Lantana Ears. She was a young kitty pet who had joined the clan after getting brutally abandoned by her two legs for being sick with red cough. The clan took her in, despite some really not wanting her around, as they were deadly scared of her coughing. Unfortunately, she did not recover from her illness, as she did not have much strength nor will left in her to fight. Cavetown welcomed her at her side, offering at least a little bit of comfort to the lonely she-cat. Not much to say, she didn't really have an opportunity to shine. That is, in her life. Down in VineClan, there are a lot more cats around already, and we shall start with Roach Star, that is still going strong despite being 134 moons old. He took an apprentice recently, which kinda feels odd, as there are other cats that could take that responsibility while he leads the clan. Though he still has his times of doubts, which leads me to believe that he has trust issues, as much as in himself as in the clan. He didn't lose any more lives, thank God, but he has been getting sick sometimes. He's cheered with everyone, and is quite sad to have lost Flyalong, that he had romantic feelings for also. But it's VineClan, you have to expect it now. He doesn't know yet about the war with TheClan. He kinda wishes they could find other ways, but it seems quite unavoidable. We follow on our deputy, Hope Spider, that is still doing quite a great job. She was supposed to mentor Flickit, that had grown to Fleapaw, but there was a change of plans, and she didn't get to mentor much of him. She was really disappointed, as she feels like she should mentor at least one apprentice to really confirm her position as deputy. But she doesn't let that slip-up drag her down and slow her from her duties. She's still very serious despite her now very strong feelings for Stumbeetle. She feels really appreciated around him despite some mixed signals he's giving her, and we'll see more about that. She was sad to see Flylan go, but was more preoccupied by what happened to him. She fears more threats coming from VineClan and strengthened the numbers of border patrols to make sure no trespassing is being ignored, which led to a quite unpleasant discovery down the line. We then have our medicine cats, and you might be wondering, wait, why That's right, we have a totally new cat around, and it's a trans male full heart. I don't know if I noticed it when he arrived, but now that I read his info, I am surprised, so I feel like I missed that in the first place. He's a lore keeper and presented himself not long after Flylang's passing. He was wandering around and perhaps he saw what happened and took the opportunity, without malice. He's a father of 2 cats and I believe he just wants what's best for them. He is also faithful and is dedicated to his craft. He doesn't have any relationship with his colleague yet, that we will go into right now. This is our now grown-up Flicklaw. And oh boy, Flicklaw. As you can see, yes, he's the one that became a medicine cat. As he grew up, it was noted that Flicklaw suffered from persistent headaches, and it really messed up with his training. He found himself in the medicine den quite a lot, and it seemed to ease him a bit more as he had quick access to medicine. Eventually, Roachstar decided to switch him to Medicine Cat as months of him staying in bed passed. It felt pretty bad to do so, but I think that having a sudden migraine while you're fighting badgers isn't the best of odds. Plus, because of his long absence from training, it didn't feel like he would have earned his title of warrior where he would have been untrained. But Lord knows he wants to be chaotic because he grew up to be bloodthirsty. I don't know what it will mean for a medicine cat, but I hope he behaves. But he already kind of dislikes Full Heart, as his arrival meant he was to share the den with him. I think he feels that as a my cat doesn't trust my abilities and a threat to his job. Next up, in our warriors, despite being 120 months old, Orchid Liver is still kicking butts. She's on patrols, she's hunting, and she's proving herself more and more reliable each time. She loves the clan and even became quite close with none other than Mouthbrain. She was hurt when hearing of Flylang's death, as he had welcomed her and many others, teaching them all about Starkland and the many things she never knew was unknown to her. She hopes to leave as impactful prince on the clan as he did, and has really made her place with the other warriors. We then have Seed Rain, that has seen her kittens grow up into adults. She's more than proud of them both and does not regret her choices. Though she seems to be thriving, she has gotten sick lately, stomachache, and it seems to be lasting a little. Fortunately, she can always count on Orchid's comfort and support as much as on her children's. She's very close to them both and just wish to get better soon to see them progress even more on their own journey. As of late, she was making a surprise gift for her clanmates. So, yes, she's still as sweet as ever. Following up is the one and only Stump Beetle. Our lover boy made even more progress on his relationships lately. I mean, of course, that's what he mainly does. After having apprenticed Sunnypaw, he now has Berrypaw under his wing. We can also check additional traits he got, so Deep Starkland Bond and Sneaky. That combo could become really interesting. He's super duper friends with Webtail and Bulbpelt, also having some romantic feelings but quite low. On the other hand, he got strong romantic feelings for Hoof Spiders, with little platonic. And I turned the page to realize that he has small romantic feelings for Seed Rain too. Great! Stump Beetle just can't stop his heart, can he? On that note, we move on to Endheart. Adding up with her playful trait, she's also an eloquent speaker, which is honestly surprising. I think she got that after being a mother and learned her way around cats. She's not that close to anyone apart from her children really. They're her heart and soul. She really doesn't regret having them. She's supportive of all of them and they really know how to show their gratitude back. She was concerned with Flake It a lot, especially during their apprenticeship, but she trusts them. Onto our Poppy Heart that mentored Tarantula Paw. We already knew she was bold, but she's also incredibly clever, which makes absolute sense. I don't have to remind you about the Badger incidents. She got quite close to Rockstar, but actually she also got some jealousy going on. But more interestingly, she fell in love for Hope Spider as well. I can't believe it. It's really VineClan at its finest. Hope Spider does not return these feelings at all, and I think Poppy knows, because despite all that, there's a patent dislike. Then we have our good fighter Bone Pelt. Not much happened to her if I recall. I tried pairing her with Stone Beetle to make the Bone Beetle ship, but didn't work. She's good friends with him and only has a little romantic feels. He's actually way closer to Hope Spider on these fronts. I swear to God, Hope is a magnet. I think she's doing so good that she's kind of the star of the clan, you know, goals and all that. She's kind of disappointed to not get an apprentice and really wants to prove herself more useful to the clan in other ways than fighting. And she feels like she can't do much for that. Meanwhile, Webtail is just frolicking, happier than ever. He mentored Daisy Paw and couldn't be prouder. He turned out to be an excellent teacher. He still got some feels for Stone Beetle, but it kind of even with everything. He's also a bit jealous of him at times, perhaps of how easy it appears to be for him when it's truly not. Like, look at this mess. He's kinda close friends with Hope Spider and not as close with his apprentice, which I find kinda sad. I wish apprentices were closer to the mentor, like, I don't know, double the points. Whether it being positive or negative, you know, drama. I want that. But yeah, that's all for him. We then got Ladybug Belly. She's a cold she, quite young, and has a deep Stockland bond. She used to be a kitty pet, but she never really liked two legs, and they didn't really like her either. After one spank too many, she took her leave, unfortunately so, before a mysterious disease spreaded. Darren told me to VineClan and feels quite lucky. Before she joined though, she has been around territories and made a rival in Marigold Clan. That will maybe check out one day. It won't be as frequent as the VineClan ones, but who knows, every 5-10 years if we reach that. That's what Hope Spider spotted at the border when the two were racing each other. She got a scolding, but couldn't care less. Until more of our grown-up apprentices, Daisy Paw grew into Daisy Eyes, and boy how he turned out, a charismatic, good teacher. He's confident, cocky at times, and really takes after his mentor. He's not as much of a good teacher as him, probably because he got some self-absorbed issues. Who can say no to that cute face and all that? Sometimes perhaps he is pushing himself too much in the forefront. His sister, Cicada Paw, also graduated, okay, as Cicada Splinter and already has her own apprentice. So excited. I love Cicada. She has become a faithful she, very clever. Last prompt was that she was watching over kids, which adorable. She's quite kind and understands easily hard concepts to grasp and can make it accessible to others, which is such a good thing to be able to do. Kinda thinking of making her a mediator, but I don't know about that. I don't want to force anyone yet. I mean, I kinda forced Flickle, but you know, it was a lot. It was a lot. Rockstar was so confident in her abilities that she got her first apprentice that we will get to, don't worry. Next up is our grown-up leader. We already saw Flickit. Next up, Sunny Petals. That cute little bean grew up into a workaholic, oh my lord. He's responsible and has a strong connection to Stockland, probably because of Stone Beetle. He's dedicated and really loves his clan, though he's not particularly close to anyone. He actually didn't like Flyland much, but he still trusted him. We then have our tarantula skull. She grew up and she's as pretty as ever. She's confident now, which is such a glow up, and I feel like I saw my baby bloom. But on the other hand, she is an unusually strong fighter, which, don't get me wrong, I'm excited about. I love that trait, but it kinda sounds like she got some special training. She got mentored by Poppy, and I don't think she'd be the one giving her such physical training. Not to the point of that particular trait, nor in her mother. So I'm deciding that she got extra training by a spirit, and it may just be Lantana ears. She got to know her when she was alive, and perhaps guided by Maggot, she decided to at least share her abilities to the clan through Tarantula. So Tarantula got trained in Star Clan. We move on to the apprentice then, starting off with Rippaw. Because he got there before the update, he got no parents. Perhaps that's why Roadstar decided to mentor him himself. He's fierce and isn't afraid to speak his mind out loud, not brave danger. But he also splashes in puddles like a kid, which Roadstar frowns upon very strongly. He was abandoned to the clan as a kid, and perhaps he doesn't want to get really attached to anyone. That would explain some behavior he had towards the other apprentices. He's not particularly close to, like comrades, and yeah, he kind of feels distant for now. Next, we have Full Heart's children, one of them being the confident Swarmpaw. She's Cicada's apprentice and is confident with words, which I love. That duo is perfect. She literally got apprenticed on the last moon, and I think she can really click with her mentor because she's direct with things and will straight up ask the questions if she got any. Perhaps she'll end up a good speaker. Then we got Berry Poen. She's an enabler. She's sneaky like Stumbido, her mentor, and she drags him into messes that he just makes worse. She's hiding in Cat's shadows and loves that. She's a careful listener and constant in climb, which I choose to believe that it makes her a very, very good spy. And I just realized she had a permanent condition, which is that she's born without a leg. I rolled a dice to decide which leg was missing, and it fell on the first, so the front left paw. And I get it. Makes sense. I mean, there's footsteps to hear. Of course she's going to be sneaky. And I love the fact that she likes climbing so much with 3 legs. Power move to her. Great job. I love that. Moving on, we got our first and only elder. I decided to fill the elder's den and the nursery to help my canvas because oh my god, it's way too long, please help me. Mothbrain! Still as grumpy as ever. He was apparently a good teacher, and I'm kinda sad he didn't get to mentor anyone. But holy, that boy really had a good life. I think age really made him wonder why he hated kitty pets so much. In the end, they're all cats trying to live their life. He's not really accepting it, but he's tolerating it. At least, he doesn't see kitty pets as once a kitty pet, always a kitty pet. He saw many of them change and adapt and become very good warriors. Heck, he was a rogue for Stockland's sake. He was very sad to see Flyland go, especially with how close they were. He was even having a crush on him. He hoped that one day someone can avenge him and cannot pushes Roadstar to do something about TheClan, possibly starting the war. Under our recovering from birth queen, meet the adorable Stigbug. It's the chat. It's the chat of the stream that named her that because I started to call her Stick, and they went Stigbug, and I was like, yeah.
She's careful and very clever. She was having an affair with a mysterious rogue that disappeared not long after her giving birth. She was found trespassing, kind of following a feeling, and she kind of begged to join as she was quite worried for her kids, especially for Beckett. And the clan decided to let her in. She loves her kids and still loves her former lover dearly, and is sure that something happened to him he couldn't control. She hopes dearly that he'll come back, but is not sure he will. We're starting her leader with Maggot Kate, named after Maggot Tongue as a thanks for leading Steve to the clan, as Watchsaw believed. It's a little charming boy and is quick-witted, which explains why he's so grumpy when the grown-ups fawn over him. He really wants to grow up faster and show everyone that he's not a baby. We then have his sister, Little Beckett, and her name brings me joy. Though I must say she was seen hunting bugs, and, VineClan is strongly related to bugs, so it's not a small thing to me. She's quiet and picky on her nest. She's, a sting in the paw, but I think it's because she's being really either babied, either avoided. She was born with a twisted leg, and some seem uncomfortable with that. Her form of temper tantrum is literally the silent treatment. I think she may have something coming up in her future. I don't know. I have a feeling because of the hunting bug. At the same time, Fallheart hears the voices of StarClan, and Flicklaw disappearing a lot lately. Or maybe it's just, Fallheart and Flicklaw just having something brewing together. I don't know. The last kid and last cat of the clan is their brother Orbit Kid. I really love him too. He's polite and quick to make peace, which, honestly, love. He attends clan meetings and is honestly more patient and still than some warriors, despite not being allowed. Looking at you, Whiptail. I know you spoke out of turn during clan meeting. I love his eyes, and I think he's a good balance to Beckett, I love what I did for his design also, and I already can picture something really epic for him for his, adult design. If he lives, that is. It's never grand.
And that was all of them. Whew, had quite the trouble doing all of that, but hey, it's done and ready. Finally, I can take a breather until year 3. I think this will be something, as I'll brood over this year, potential war and all that, kind of felt like a prologue and I love that. Sorry for the delay of the video, by the way. I'm still trying to find my pace in this, and a lot happened in June, and July did not go easy on me either. Thank you so much for all the best feedback and your engagement. I'm really glad so much people enjoyed what I did, and I hope the dream will be most interesting for all of us. Stay safe, and Harold and I will be seeing you again soon into the abyss. I burped.